What's good, YouTube and YouTube streets? Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best, and we have our co-host James from the Watch Your Mouth Review channels. He is
Hey,
here.
hey, y'all.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna go over Basketball Wives today. This episode got on my nerves. Once a cheater, always a cheater, so they say. Do me a favor, like the video for those who come often to our recaps. Subscribe to the channel. I see I've gained a lot of new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for subscribing and believing in my
Yes.
channel. I love it.
No, that's right, friend. You better celebrate this. You deserve it. My BFF deserved that, man. It's a whole lot more. So
Oh,
yes, y'all
thank
better
you. I'm
y'all
like,
better
I don't know
subscribe
where
to
you
the
people are coming from, but thanks.
Well, I know two of the subscribers, somebody sent me, I don't know how they got access to my email, but someone said that they loved our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. They subscribed to both of us. So I was like, thank
Oh,
you.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Your email, I believe YouTube posted for people to like.
oh, okay. Yeah, she had sent me an email saying that she loved our recaps and like she enjoyed every part of it.
Oh, that's so nice. Love and Marriage
Mhm.
Huntsville. That's a good thing. That show we have fun. We're just very honest.
We just
And that is on James's channel, but we do have a playlist on this channel for those to click off on it and watch. Now, unfortunately, we have to talk about these old women. Um, so Evelyn and Jen, would they meet up? And this is where we learned that Brooke is having some sort of, they won't call it a divorce party. They're calling it an independence party. I'm not commenting too much on this because I'm going to let all the good people know I'm over Brooke. I'm tired. Okay. I am tired. I feel like I done took a million Benadryls and stuff that make you drowsy and just never could catch back up. Brooke, I don't understand. I'm starting to feel like a lot of what Brooke does is just for the show. And it's coming off to me as disingenuous, but we'll get into that a little bit later. They move on to discuss Jackie. And now Evelyn claims she misses Jackie's funny little banters. Like Evelyn is basically saying that she enjoys that toxicity that we saw at Shawnee's little meeting in the previous episode. Like, here's the thing. I understand a lot of it is for show and they probably just acted like they mad at each other on the show and then ignore each other when they're not filming. But that's not funny banter. Like, how do you say to someone while you're in the argument with them, like, I miss you? That was just weird to me. So I'm going to give the floor to James now because that's all I really have on it. How did you feel about that?
I felt like it was goofy when you consider the fact that she did a whole background check on Jackie to see like criminal, public record, all this background check on Jackie. And what was that for? For you to just come around episodes later to say you miss her? It is ridiculous. It's stupid. So what the hell did you do that for then? You didn't even need to do that. That didn't even get wings and fly on this show. So then now I'm wondering, what do you miss about her exactly? Because all you said was, the clown and Jackie, the one who's funny and the one you can go back and forth with. That's what she's been doing this entire time. Evelyn does not make sense. I'm telling you, she does not make sense. It is ridiculous.
Shawnee's in her ear because that's her best good friend.
Hmm.
And she's trying to make this show come back because Shawnee's ego won't allow this show to end. Speaking
Yeah.
of Shawnee, I was watching a channel called RRG on YouTube, and she did a very, very good little mini video documentary on Shawnee's marriage. I am not going to get sued. So, what I'm going to say to you, good people, is take a look at that video. I will include it and add it to the description, a link to it after we get out of live. But Shawnee, I ain't surprised. Birds of a
I
feather. That's
mean,
all I
are
say.
we supposed to be?
No. But some people, some people just be so stuck on people and their little vision of
I
them.
don't understand now that I don't understand like the writing's on the wall. Like the writing's on the wall. It was very messy, and then it continues to be messy, even with his recent, make it to the block self this time around.
What
With
listen, he want to preach and act like don't they say something in church about God will reveal to you things that you need to know, people who you need to see for who they are.
Exactly.
We being the pastors being revealed. Um, moving along, you guys. I'm sorry, James is gonna think I'm mean. Jac'eil's woman, very talented basketball player. I will give her that. She won MVP overseas. I don't care. Um, I don't love basketball. Think it's a great sport. I find great entertainment in watching it. I'll even try to play it sometimes at work. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like, great. I don't care. I get the feeling they're keeping Jac'eil because she's technically about to become a basketball wife. Um, but I'm
I
always
agree.
bored. I'm always
I don't.
bored.
Yes, her placement on the show is weird to begin with, and I agree with what you're saying. I think they are keeping her for the purpose that she's technically a basketball wife now, and she's been on the show for what 2 seasons. So yeah, she's made
Yeah,
a staple now. So even though she really hasn't done anything to me that should make her a full time basketball wife, if you ask
nothing.
me, like
Even
she's
in
done.
her interactions with people when they disrespected her last season, she just doesn't give enough. And nothing's wrong with her. I'm not saying she's a bad person or just a boring person, but for a reality television show, it's like,
Yeah, I agree.
eh,
I don't think this is her realm. I don't. I don't think this is her realm. I don't think this is what she needs to be. I feel like for Jacelle, she needs to. I don't know if reality TV is for her because I don't get too much out of her. And then this episode, I didn't buy anything from her. I was like, okay,
yeah. It's
like
it
you're just there. Like to me,
essentially, and that's the thing. I Jocely's just not entertaining.
the only other person I felt on the show was just there that was a full time basketball wife was Bonnie Jill. Even though Bonnie Jill had a back and forth with her and Jackie, but she wasn't given that energy. So I was like, okay, you just there. We don't
Yeah,
even know you there half the time. That's the energy Jocelyn's giving. It's very Bonnie Jill. Even though I love Bonnie Jill, I do, but it's very Bonnie Jill on this show. Bonnie Jill didn't need to be on Basketball Wives, and I don't think Jocely needs to be.
yeah. She could probably do better. And then a lot of the stuff she talks about, which we'll get to later, could be solved if she wasn't filming the show. You could be traveling with your woman or, and which kid and all these things. But moving on, you guys, the ladies get together for Brooke, her little
Mhm.
party. And they decide that they are going to discuss her new boo and the fact that they're supposed to be moving in together, looking at houses, all these things. Now, Brandy says that she does not think that they should get married so fast, which I agree with Brandy. I'm not going to say that to other people about my friend, but publicly, but I agree with what Brandy is saying. Now, Evelyn has the nerve to say that Brandy's in somebody's business when Evelyn is in somebody's business constantly, and at the very least, Brandy views Brooke as a friend.
That was comical coming from her, of
Be quiet.
all people on this show. I said, no, 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 Evelyn, not from you. I would accept that from just about anybody else on this cast, except you.
Always
Just
in
saying.
somebody's business.
And it wasn't like Brandy was coming from like some ill intent place. She just says that as a friend, I feel like you're moving too fast. And Brooke felt some kind of way about it. Oh, you didn't get there yet. Sorry.
No, no. Um, but Evelyn is basically constantly in somebody else's business. I'm getting tired of the fact that she's not called out on it. And personally, I don't need you on the show if you're not going to be called out on nothing. And you do the same things constantly. It's obvious that she leans into what made her popular in the early 2000s when she was on Basketball Wives first time in Miami. And it doesn't land the same when you getting closer and closer to an AARP card and you just not, learning from your mistakes. That's just my opinion. Uh, but Brooke's mom comes in, y'all. And I do think that Brandy should not have made that comment around the friend. Like, I've had opinions on my friends' relationships, but in a public space, filming a show or not, I'm not just going to be like, yeah, I don't think that they should be together. I'll tell that to my friend, but not publicly. That's just my thing. Now, Brooke's mom comes in. Apple don't fall far, y'all. It just don't. Brooke's
Yeah.
mom comes in talking about Brooke and her boo Kevin are not moving too fast. And she said she done been divorced not once but twice. Or she done had two husbands, something of that nature. Listen, then the mom says, when you know, you know. And so Brooke has to know. Lady, you didn't know. It took you a couple tries to get it. And we still don't know if you ever got it. I did not care for Brooke's mom in this scene. Personally, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I just did not care for her mom. And I started to see and understand why Brooke makes the choices she does with the relationship. When I say copy and paste, I mean it. James.
It's I hate when women send that message. I do. Because there's nothing wrong with being married a couple of times. There's nothing wrong with that. But in Brooke's instance, it's like she wants to get married because she wants to be married and she feels like she's old and getting up there in age. She, feels like that's the last title she needs to have. And I
Right.
feel like that's far from the truth. Like the best title you can have is still be on your grind, is still be on your business and be the hot mom because all your kids are grown. So you could just be the hot mom just out there just living life. You ain't got to be married to some man just because you feel like that's what you need to do. You were already married. So I mean, at the end of the day, you have nothing to prove. Like I feel like she's doing this for vengeance and she's doing this for ego reasons, and that's so sad. Her mom is not doing anything better for that. Instead of telling her, look, maybe this ain't the way. Just have fun, enjoy life, live in sin. It don't matter.
Yeah, you just see serious patterns. Her mama was a mess. But Jac'eil pulls Brooke aside, and this is where I got irritated. She pulls Brooke aside to ask Brooke to officiate her wedding at the very last moment for a woman that she just met one season ago. Then Jac'eil really pisses me off because she says to Brooke she's been a good friend, all of that, which, okay, fine, you can love your friends. Nothing's wrong with that. I love my friends. But then she talks about how Brooke taught her to be a better mom. Jac'eil, stop kissing that lady's rear end.
I laughed at that scene
You gonna
personally.
say that she taught you to be a better mom?
In what capacity? Maybe
How?
it's things we don't see on camera.
And then my other thing, why do you want somebody who is freshly divorced to officiate your new wedding and marriage? I don't want that anywhere near my shit. I'm just keeping it real. There's no way. Listen, I'm not saying you should judge people for being divorced, but I don't feel like you should have someone who literally was just divorced and now claim they in love again officiating your wedding. At least have the wedding officiator someone with some sense. Even if they've been divorced a couple times, let them be taking a moment to themselves for something and loving the Lord. I don't care. But why is Brooke officiating the wedding? I didn't understand
I
it.
didn't understand that either because to me, I felt like y'all was just playing in our faces and needed something to be seen on camera because it didn't make sense to me. I mean, she didn't do a bad job when we get to it, but at the same time, it was weird. It was like, huh?
It was so
What?
disingenuous because
Like, did
we
she
know
give
y'all
y'all some
just met.
premarital advice? Did she like how did we work up ourselves to do this? It just seems like whoever you tried to get to marry you would not do it because of the circumstances. Because we have California pastors and officiants that are ignorant like that. They are.
Yeah.
And it just seems like whoever you got backed out at the last minute. So you just asked Brooke because out of all of them, she probably will. I don't even know. I felt like I would have asked Brandy if anybody.
I don't. We go get to discuss the wedding a little more at the end because I have very strong opinions on this wedding.
No, I'm
Very
saying like who
strong
she could have
opinions.
asked out of all the ladies. Like if she was
Like
gonna
the
get one of
whole,
them.
but this is the beginning of part of that strong opinion. Because why are you
Oh,
asking
okay. I
Brooke
got
in
you.
the
I got
first
you.
place?
I
Like
got you.
the fact that you even chose to ask Brooke was strange to me. And that is part one of the many things wrong with this wedding. Jay, don't do that.
Because y'all, she texts me. She go, no, 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 no.
I'm telling you.
I can't wait till you get to that part. I'm gonna holler.
They irritated my soul. I was watching this, y'all. After a hard day of work, I had to watch this shit. Like, what? Irritated me. But next thing we see is Brooke's mama was wasted. The lady was slumped over on the outdoor furniture.
I said that is so embarrassing. I
At
said,
that big age,
bro,
I
get your
don't want
mama.
to.
Why is she slumped over like that?
Go come tell your kids to come get their grandma, they
I,
nana. The hell? I was happy she had a fun time though.
I
But
mean, yeah, but like I would be
at a
embarrassed.
certain
Because
age,
this is my job too. This is my check.
why are you
And
celebrating your child's divorce so tough?
it's given she didn't like that man, and it's because he probably kept her from the mama. Like he gives, like I'm gonna say allegedly to protect your child, but he
Yeah,
gives me like he kept her very busy in a way. That's what it gives me. So I don't know.
probably because prior to coming back on the show, they were living in New York and her mama stayed in LA. So that you're probably spot on with that, honestly. Reminder, everybody, like the video if you are still here, if you haven't already, or don't subscribe or don't. Either way, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching. Jennifer Williams calls her movie producer, Christian. The movie ain't ready yet, so there ain't gonna be no premiere.
He wasn't ready
Am
to
I
begin
surprised?
with. Shoot, no.
No, I'm
He
not
wasn't ready to
surprised.
begin with. Jennifer be on bullshit too.
When I saw the little clip of that movie and how excited Jackie got for that scene, I can't see it going no further than Tubi. But Tubi, though, some of the movies may look a little low budget, but the storylines be wild. Me and my hair braider be watching Tubi. Just to laugh.
You
It,
and your gray hair.
my braider, yeah, shout out to Melita. I love her. But yeah, we
Oh, I
be.
thought you said gray hair. That's my
Oh,
bad.
no.
Your grader. Sorry.
Oh, I don't have those yet. Not
Don't
yet.
ever get them. You try to go as long as you can.
No,
You're
I
gonna
smoke
get some gray hair. Just trust me. I'm salt and peppering easily.
not salt and pepper, and I can't stand you. But she's not gonna have a movie. I'm not surprised. Do you have anything to add?
No, because we all knew it. So I mean, there's nothing to add. God bless and move on.
So we move to the next scene, which is also just like comical. We see Brooke going to look at houses, which she's supposed to be looking at to purchase with Kevin, the man that she's in love with. 12-12-24. Fiance. He ain't show up. I'm like, dang. Like you would think he could have been. You have to know your schedule ahead of time when you're as busy as him. So you think you'd be like, yeah, babe, this is not a good week. But he just don't be showing up. And she says that she has not seen Kevin since her family event. Now, I know for a fact that Brooke cannot afford this house by herself. If she could, she'd be in it. Hell.
She looked like she was at Porter Ranch, and I know them is $2 million homes.
Yeah.
That looked like Porter Ranch, right where Granada Hills is. And that's a new development. I know she ain't got no house. She can't afford no house up there like that.
Not by herself. And California is like that. We don't mean that as a dig. Like the richest of rich have to have, 2-income households. It's just too damn expensive here. But she immediately is like, she does not want to see any other home. She's upset. She says that Kevin is not consistent in making time for her. The romance and the sex is good, but outside of that, they don't really have time to be around or see each other. And this is probably why that man was asking her not to work. And Brooke is talking about she is not going to beg no man for attention. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Because I agree with that. You shouldn't have to beg no man for attention.
Definitely.
But she does want to talk to him. And it looks like Brandy was right. In my opinion, Brooke needs to maybe like check Evelyn and tell her to mind her business with the friendship. But then at the same time, I feel like Brandy is being a friend to her by keeping it real. I just don't like that Brandy will discuss Brooke like with the group. But
yeah, that was my only gripe with that too. That was the only thing because I felt like she wasn't wrong at all.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandy's right, but it's also hard when, which we'll get to that in a moment. Because Brandy's right, but it's just hard to like, take her seriously. But this is the first time we start to see like there's a rift between Brooke and this man that's never available. Now, listen, y'all, we're stuck with another scene of Jac'eil and Natasha. You know, they're very sweet, but they're very boring. I'm happy for their love, great for them, but I'm tired of hearing her voice. I agree with Jackie, and I just can't. I want her business to succeed. I think she's darling and the definition of a lady, but I just can't. I just can't. Do you have anything to add about the scene with Justin? No.
No, I don't have anything to add. It was,
He
yeah,
said, now we then see Brooke meet with Brandy, and this is where she asked Brandy asked about Brooke and Kevin and what's going on with them. And we learned that Brooke and Kevin have broken up. Nobody is surprised. And Brooke immediately is like, I don't want to hear the I told you so's. I hate people like this. You want to make stupid decision after stupid decision after irresponsible choice after stupid decision. And you want everybody to support you and have to listen to you talk through your stupidity. But then when you finally come to your senses, nobody can say, I told you so. Girl.
it's not even. I don't even think she should take the dig as a "I told you so." I think she should take it as, I appreciate your concern because you're my friend, and if you're telling
Right.
me this, you're concerned because the patterns. Because let's not act like Brooke didn't divulge information about him not always being around and him,
Yeah.
being absent. And then the one time, and a couple of times it was that party and in this house situation. So he's already demonstrated that when push comes to shove, something is always going to get ahead of Brooke all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like if Randy would have worded it better, maybe Brooke would have taken it better. But then I don't know. Brooke kind of takes shit wrong all the time anyway on the show.
Brooke don't
So
like feedback. She doesn't handle any form of feedback well. If it doesn't align with what she wants, then it's not going to work. And to some extent, like with the cheating, how she handled that with her ex, I think that's to her benefit because why be with someone you cannot trust? But then when you apply that to everything, it can sometimes become problematic. And I think that's what we see. But at the same time, Brandy, when she talks to her, in addition to wording it wrong, kind of has like a snarky ass like attitude with it. Like it's one thing to say like, this why I wish you wouldn't have made the choice to just jump into it with him versus see why I was saying what I was saying. Like there's a difference in delivery. So I feel like Brandy can't figure out a different way to deliver it. But Brooke says that Brandy told her to stay with her cheating ass ex-husband. And Brooke also says once a cheater, always a cheater, and suggests that Brandy is not happy or settled. She thinks that Brandy's projecting her issues onto her. Here's the thing. I do not agree, professionally or personally, that once a cheater, always a cheater. However, I think with certain people, maybe once they cheat, they not gonna stop. I think that differs. The other thing with that too is I kind of agree with what Brooke was saying, and we've talked about this on this channel before. I do feel like Brandy's like settling for Jason or just wants to keep her family together. I think we all
oh
kind of
yeah,
know that because 300 women, in the words of whoever commented that on Instagram, Brandy is stronger than Harriet Tubman because ain't no way in hell I could be
yeah,
with somebody.
and then like for me, I just feel like for me, when I look at the situation, I do think that Brandy is definitely settling. And I actually rewatched that Iyanla Fix My Life episode because I really needed to understand. Because when we talked about it the last couple times, I was like, wait a minute, what did Brandy do in that episode? Brandy deflected, she didn't want to hear it. And so she's an avoider. She's an avoider. So when it comes to situations in her marriage, yes, she's going to avoid bringing up the fact that he has cheated so many times because that's going to crush her, or she's going to avoid he has inappropriate behaviors because you know
And it's
that's
like,
going to have
why
to deal with. She doesn't want to deal
why
with.
stay in the marriage to have to, but that's her choice. Here's my opinion on these two in their conversation. They're both wrong. And hi Shayna. Thank you for
Hi,
stopping in,
Shayna.
darling. Brooke is wrong, Brandy is wrong, and they both make really bad choices. Brandy, stop talking about your friend's personal situation with other people, even if it's their friend group. Me and James have lots of mutual friends. We went to high school together. I'm not talking to them about his personal business that I know for a fact they don't know about. Why? Respect your friend's privacy. I feel like that's incredibly important to do, and it also prevents mess. So, and they both have horrible choice in men, don't know how to date, and are foolish as hell.
Right, and I feel like that's what they need to be doing. I feel like Brooke and also Brandy, they need to learn how to date and date with the purpose of understanding that you don't just accept something from somebody because they were with you through tragedy or trauma or they listen when no one else would. That's not always a person you marry. That's just someone you keep close because not everybody is marriage material. I don't believe Jason is marriage material. I just
He
think that,
sure don't act like it, and he
yeah.
be too okay with. I feel like he likes the idea of it, probably the
Hmm.
food.
Yes. I feel like it was just what he saw around him. So he felt he needed to do. A lot of the times we're victim of our circumstances when we're raised around us. So we feel like, oh my gosh, I need to get married because, my grandparents were married for 100 years. So I need to get married because I need to also say that I had a marriage for 100 years. It doesn't always work like that. What works for other people may not work for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just because you don't find somebody to marry, there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't get married and then treat the girl like absolute trash and then just say, oh, well, I did it.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah,
sleeping with that many people, the fact that you kept count of the women, this is the problem that I have with the whole situation. He kept count of the women and then says that in the Fix My Life episode that he was doing it to escape the moment. That's the reason why he kept continuously slept with women. And as I told y'all, and I'm gonna say this again, when you are hypersexualized like that, it gets one of two reasons. You either were touched on or probably exposed to something sexual as a kid, and it messed with your mind psychologically because you're so impressionable as a kid, or you're running from homosexuality. It's one of the two because black people don't know how to process that, which is ignorant. But at the end of the day, it's one of two reasons. And I don't think he's that way, so I'm going to go with the other way.
yeah. He definitely does not give gay at all, but I do think he displays a lot of symptoms of trauma, which is unfortunate. And yeah, that's too many people. That's dangerous hell. But both of these ladies are wrong. They both like insinuated and kind of tried to throw digs at jabs at each other's like relationship status, marriage, their choices. As friends, like you get mad and things like that. But personally, with the Brooke part of it, I feel like she got Evelyn in her ear and is just doing the most. But Shawnee and Jackie meet up. Y'all, for those who don't know, I can't
Nope.
stand Shawnee. I cannot stand Shawnee. I don't like what she's doing with the show. I don't like that she insists on being a part of it. I don't like the power dynamic that she causes. I don't care for her. She meets with Jackie, and we see last Shawnee was like she may thank Jackie for her services and fire her. But now she meets with Jackie, and Jackie explains that she tried to come in peacefully, which is true. And the women tried to attack her, and she got the hell up and she left because otherwise Jackie says she want to matched energy. Now, away from the group, Shawnee can understand how Jackie can feel because she vented to her friend Sunday, and then what she vented was shared with others. But when you was over with the women, Shawnee, you did not feel this way. Irks my soul. So, Shawnee, you fake. We know that though, but what was the point in us seeing this meeting with Jackie?
Okay,
Like, I
right,
don't get.
Dolores. What was the point of this, Dolores? What was the point? For This is why, and I'm calling her Dolores because this reminds me of some shit Dolores would do. At the end of the day, the problem ain't so much Jackie if you would just open up your eyes and them nostrils and actually see what's going on here. Your friend who you are extremely loyal to, like I know, like no shit, y'all. I feel like Evelyn can murder somebody. Shawnee would help her dispose of the body and act like that person just missed it and will keep a straight face and say that person just missed. God bless them. I do. I feel like that. And to me, as I said, it's not a wrong way to be, y'all. That's like I told y'all. If it's not Dolores, if it ain't friendship like Dolores, or if you can't be loyal like Dolores, I don't want you. Because that's the type of friend. But however, in these circumstances on a reality TV show, that doesn't resonate well because you're here for entertainment. And it would be the gag of the century. She told Evelyn, sit down. That's enough. She don't need to see all that. It would have been
That would
she would
probably
be
bring her back some viewers, hell, because
absolutely. That's why I'm saying.
we're
So the
sick of
fact that you
Evelyn.
just yeah, the fact that you gonna now tee hee hee in this lady's face, you could have validated her in front of those women. The same women that needed to see that. That's what said Shawnee full of shit. She just
Yeah.
is. She just
But
is.
we knew this. We knew this, unfortunately. So we get to Jac'eil's wedding day, and Brooke gives her a gift of videos from her family, which was sweet. Why could none of your family show up? Not aunts, not uncles. That's how you know this was rushed for this show. And that's all I'm going to say on it. I'm going to move it along because I'm not about to play into Jac'eil's BS. You're not interesting, and then you try to come at us with this wedding. But we just met you literally a season ago. We just met you. So it's very it's not her. It's just we haven't gotten the opportunity to know her well enough as someone on television to care about her wedding deeply. You know, and then to see that pretty much all of her family and Natasha's family could not be there. I don't know. I just don't buy it. But we see the ladies arrive at this very strange wedding, and Brooke is salty with Brandy and once again acting a fool in public. She thinks because she not cursing her out loudly that makes her coofed. You shouldn't have even showed that you had a problem with her at this event if it was real. I am tired of Brooke. I am tired of Evelyn. I'm tired of them all. Now, at the wedding, Jennifer announces to the ladies that they're going to be going to Puerto Vallarta, which is in Mexico. Very strange that they're going on a girls' trip there. That is somewhere where they recommend you go either individually, and back in the 90s, it was the honeymoon, one of the honeymoon capitals, Puerto Vallarta and
Yeah, it
Acapulco.
was. Hmm.
Yep. Um, but Jen wants to go there because we know she on a budget because she paying for her and the boy, and it's cheap because the peso and the American dollar. Look it up. Uh, Jen asks if Brooke and Brandy are good after inviting the ladies on this trip, and Brandy explains, you know, that Brooke is a little upset because of their conversation earlier and her opinions on her man. But Brandy didn't go into detail too much, but she should not have explained that to Jennifer of all people or in front of Evelyn when you know that she just weaponized what you said away from Brooke against you. She's going to do the same thing again. So, Brandy, you're dumb to do this in front of Evelyn and stop talking and telling your friend's business to random people. It's not okay. But Jennifer does agree that if they moved at lightning speed, we're getting married. Jennifer agrees. I'm gonna move it to the final scene, y'all, because it's just easier to talk about that way. Evelyn is coming for Brandy again, and she slides over to go tell Brooke that Brandy's over there talking mess. And I don't know, it's just really annoying. I don't understand the issue. Brooke will end up regretting Evelyn's friendship, is what she said. I'm super late. It's okay. It's okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome in.
Welcome. No, you're fine.
You
Nice
are
to see
totally fine.
you.
Personally, I feel like Brooke will regret being Evelyn's friend because we saw earlier in the season that they're like only close because of their families or something crazy like that. But yeah, she's trying to get in between them, and it's kind of like, Brandy, why would you even say anything in her presence? Because you should know this. Evelyn, why do you care? Brooke, you're gonna regret this. Everybody irritated me. Uh, so Evelyn tells her what was said, and basically, Brooke gets up and acts like she's gonna leave. She hugs everybody except for Brandy, and I'm like, oh, okay, so because Jackie won't entertain y'all, you got to move on to your next victim because none of you can show your actual lives. We can only see you in Airbnbs, hotel rooms, and on the move.
And here's my thing. I feel like I don't like. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like Brandy. I don't. But I can't sit here and act as if like y'all ain't targeting this lady on purpose because you had no one else to go at it with. y'all are ridiculous on this show. Y'all are so ridiculous because to me, she did not do anything that made me feel like, you know, what she said wasn't a bad thing because Jennifer even said this to Brooke's face. If we recall, they was in a dog store with both their dogs. And Jennifer said the same thing. So what makes Jennifer's version of it okay, but Brandy's not?
It's what a
That's
bitch
my
stay
only problem.
winning just said. Brooke is doing a lot for storyline. I tried to be empathetic because I really do feel for people who have to bury their children. You know, that's awful. No one should have to do that. So I really did try to give Brooke empathy, but the more we watch and the more I see how she moves and those inconsistencies, like James pointed out, you get mad at Brandy for shit that other people are saying as well, but in a harsher way. It's got to be for a storyline. It has to be because none of it makes sense. And I never trust anyone with a BBL that large. I just cannot, y'all. Uh, she said, I don't think any of the ladies are likable. Not this season.
Not this
Jac'eil
season.
gets on my nerves. She makes my teeth itch when she speaks. She make my teeth itch. Brandy,
Sounds like that little
I'm
girl that was abducted. I can't think of her name, but she was on Iyanla Fix My Life, the one that went at it with Iyanla. I don't remember which. I don't remember which abducted lady that was. I know she had like a movie and everything. I can't remember, but she sounds exactly like that little girl, and that little girl used to irritate me on Iyanla's show.
listen, that's the thing. These ladies aren't likable. Then outside of that, Jac'eil's just overall boring. Jackie is the show, but she's done with the. Jennifer is gonna get scammed again. Shawnee, her husband might be a scammer, allegedly. Brooke, I think, is using her daughter, unfortunately, and her children as a storyline, including her passed on children, and she's moving funny. And Evelyn is just everywhere. So I'm not caring for the cast at all. I don't know why Shawnee continues to keep the show, but I'm gonna keep recapping it because it's cool to see something on TV for so long. But it's like, dang. Now I'm gonna save something for the end. James, this wedding. Everything about the wedding irked my soul. And I do not wish they was cold as hell. She had them outside. Damn. It's happening.
It sure is. Why she thinks she over there, just killing it. I remember times that Evelyn had a full 6 pack. I don't know where it went.
Gone. Do you remember her little store with the Dulce,
Dual says, yeah, the store
whatever
that
it was
nobody was
called?
ever in. She ain't never
Nobody.
had no damn customers.
Evelyn is. We said that on the first recap for this season. Me and James, we saw that neck in the confessional. That neck has changed. Her whole neck
She
has
had rings
changed.
around it like Giselle Brian from Real Housewives of
Damn,
Potomac.
damn, Gina. Lord
Charlotte's
help.
Web, and
Stop calling it Charlotte's Way. Anywho, y'all, that's all that happened on this episode of Basketball Wives LA. We will be back again next. Yes, I'll be back again next week. I'll be streaming live from Hawaii, apparently.
I was gonna say, are you gonna stream live or do you need me to cover for it? You
I'm
gonna
gonna
try?
stream live. No, I'll
Really?
be able to because I have an Airbnb. Thank you, Lauren, and I have to do the music review
Girl,
anyway.
I was like,
So
girl, you on your anniversary. That's like a honeymoon. Go on your honeymoon. Go on vacation.
it's
No, I
just a
get it. I
one.
get it. No, I totally get it.
It's one live. I'll be fine. It's
Yeah.
literally just the one because I'll be back in town before the others are due. But we'll be back for that. The next live that we have will be Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That is tomorrow. And then as well tomorrow, we will be on James's channel, the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Link is in the description. Just click
Yes,
it.
Real
It'll be there.
Housewives of Dubai, and we have an updates video. I got some news to spread, so we gonna be busy, 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 y'all.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So be sure to click the link in the description to get to James's channel. But we appreciate everybody. We wish you good vibes, a peaceful evening, and we'll see you next time.